Yeah, I remember I went to him to John Carbonero's to
Right.
Bible class.
Right.
And I started
That's
going.
the first time I saw you.
Yeah, I don't even remember. So anyway, I thought you were a real nice little girl. Who we married, you know. Anyway, I thought Alex was your boyfriend. So anyway, I've been taking all these classes where I understand them or not, little by little, you know, someplace I found out that God was my father. My real father, not my earthly father. And I says, well, he's up at the top of the chart. He created all this stuff, you know, to give us the trees, the moon, you know. I could see the flowers, the trees, the ocean, the mountains. Who else? Nobody could do that. I mean, I didn't know how he did it, but, you know, I understood by then that he did it anyway. So I was going to the mainland, and I thought, well, I'm reading that book, and I kept reading it over, thinking about it. And so I was going to the mainland. And I decided I wanted to be baptized before I left. And so I was baptized in Gilead Beach.
Right.
So it was over here, you know, I remember Janice, I have pictures.
Wow.
Of all that. And Brent, I don't remember who was Kevin.
Was a
Oh, I
pastor.
remember Kevin. And I don't know what I said to him or anything or what we talked about. I mean, you know, he was a very calm man, you know. And I thought he was smart. He kept his mouth shut. He didn't just say something to say it, you know. So he asked me if I would like to help him over there where he lived, where he has his office, you know, in his home. He worked over there, and he get tapes done. Are they still doing the tapes?
No. CDs now.
CDs, okay. Anyway.
That's right.
'Cause
Kevin's house used to be at the church office.
Yeah, and he used to pick me up, come get me.
And then you work at the church for a
and
while.
I copied all the CDs and I mailed them. I mean,
The tapes.
the addresses, certain tapes were mailed someplace.
Right.
And I remember mailing some tapes, you know. There wasn't too many that were mailed, but, you know, I copied them. And then something happened to the machine. And so, I was working with him. And then this other good-looking guy was coming over, and that was Brent, you know. I wonder what. He was kind of young, you know, but anyway, he was nice. And he wouldn't say much, you know, but he acknowledged me and stuff. And he was always very pleasant, and I knew he did garden, and you know, Kevin would go with him to help him or something. And so they bring me home, drop me off, and then whenever the day was, he'd come pick me up.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, going back to when I decided on this, well, before I decided that, I don't know whether it was before or after, we had that retreat, we had Janet pick me up, I went with her, and we're going up for prayer, you know, there's 12, I think, different pastors from different places.
Mm-hmm.
And at a certain point we go up and request our prayer, you know, and up at the chapel. Boy, there's Marty now, has got the hammer, don't she? Then my turn. Janice asked me at noon if I was getting anything out of this. And I says, well, I think so, but I'm not sure. And so I'd hear people sharing what had happened to them that day, what they remembered or what went on while we're having lunch. Nothing, I didn't have nothing. Sunday night, it's the last call for the altar up there. So I went up there. Nothing had happened to me since then.
It's cleansing stream that we went to.
Yeah.
I was there.
Yeah? Well, anyway, I didn't get to bread. Somebody got there before I did. So
Right.
I got
You
somebody
got another
else.
pastor.
Yeah, I got another pastor, whoever he was, I don't know. Anyway, I remember turning on, nothing had happened, and I didn't feel anything, nothing. I didn't know of anything extraordinary except the same old boring days. I turned around for me to go back to my seat. I remember stumbling. And so, you know, they're ready to catch me or whatever. But I stopped because when I turned around, all of a sudden, I felt this fresh air just coming at me. And I seen in my mind or whatever that I had been locked up in a drum, a 55-gallon drum with a lid over me for all these years. I was reminded that I had not learned much about the Lord in 75 years. That's the way I felt, that all this time. I never got any air. I was just locked up.
And now you're free.
And now I'm free. So then, before I went to the band, you know, and then I'm reading, well, you know, he's my father, you know. I have a father after all. And a good one, you know. All my life, something powerful was out there. I didn't know what it was, but I knew whatever it was taking care of me, and it's always has. Somehow or other I manage, you know. So the Lord has always been out there, so you're never alone, never alone. I mean, He's always with you. We need the Lord. I need Him, and I'm sure you do too. Well, I know you do. We all do. He's our Creator. He's created us, and He knew what He wanted to create us, make us like, and that's what He did. None of us are alike, not the same faults or anything. And He also made our appointment. I believe He also made our appointment at that time when we were going home to Him. I found out who my Father was. Our Lord was my Father. So I had a Father after all. And when the pearly gates open up, I'm going to run to the Lord, to my Father, jump in His lap, and hug Him, kiss Him, and just, because He is my Father. He's our Father, not just mine, but yours. Wait.
All right, going back to your grandpa.
I'm going back to my grandpa. Oh.
That's all right.
Back and forth. But that's how in my head.
Yeah, 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 yeah. I can see a glimpse of your goodness in the beauty of the wide open sea. I can see a ray of your mercy, liquid light cascading through the clouds to me. Everywhere I go, I'm followed by this rainbow. It's full of colors that will rightly speak your love for me. And I can almost reach out and touch it. I can almost see your face, and I can almost see this